Welcome to Global Gateway, your ultimate travel companion. This ain't your mama's tour guide, folks. We're diving deep into the belly of the beast, the beating heart of neon and noise, the land of the rising sun itself, Tokyo. Forget your preconceptions, your Godzilla fantasies, your lost in translation daydreams. This city, it's a living, breathing paradox. A place where ancient temples cast long shadows on streets pulsing with digital life. We're here to crack open the shell to show you the real Tokyo, warts and all. Buckle up, kids, it's going to be a wild ride. First up, we're hitting Sensoji Temple in Asakusa. This ain't just some tourist trap, folks. We're talking 7th century, the oldest temple in this sprawling metropolis. Walk through the Kaminarimon Gate, that giant lantern looming overhead. That's your portal to another world. The Nakami's Dori, a street market that's been thriving for centuries, hawking everything from traditional crafts to those weird little snacks you gotta try once. But it's the temple itself that'll stop you in your tracks. Incense smoke curling in the air, the smell of history thick as that humidity, the murmur of prayers. This is where Tokyo comes to connect with something bigger, something ancient. Look, I'm not a spiritual guy, you know that. But there's a certain energy here, a weight that even a cynic like me can feel. Take a moment, soak it in. You might be surprised what you find. All right, ready for sensory overload? Welcome to Shibuya Crossing, the world's busiest intersection. Imagine Times Square on steroids, a tsunami of humanity surging across the asphalt. You haven't experienced Tokyo until you've been swallowed whole by this place. Every direction, a kaleidoscope of faces, fashion, flashing lights. It's overwhelming, exhilarating, and strangely beautiful. Grab a coffee from that vending machine. Everyone does. Find a perch, maybe that Starbucks overlooking the madness, and just watch. Salarymen in their suits, schoolgirls in their knee socks, tourists looking dazed and confused. It's a microcosm of Tokyo itself. Fast-paced, relentless, somehow managing not to descend into utter chaos. And at night, forget about it. The neon kicks into overdrive, painting the city in a million electric hues. Okay, enough sightseeing, let's eat. And there's no better place to indulge your inner glutton than Tsukiji Outer Market. Forget your fancy restaurants, this is the real deal. We're talking seafood so fresh it'll practically jump in your mouth. Tuna auctions at the crack of dawn, mountains of glistening fish, chefs wielding their knives like samurai swords. It's a symphony of sights, smells, and sounds that'll have your stomach rumbling. Start with some sushi, obviously. But don't stop there. Grilled scallops dripping with butter. Giant oysters slurped down in a single gulp. Skewers of grilled eel glazed in that sweet and savory sauce. It's enough to make a vegetarian reconsider their life choices. But it's not just about the food, it's about the experience. The banter between vendors, the camaraderie of strangers huddled over steaming bowls of ramen. All right, time to get some altitude. We're headed to Tokyo Skytree, the tallest structure in Japan, a beacon of modern engineering piercing the clouds. Now, I'm not usually one for heights, but even I gotta admit, the view from up here is something special. You see the whole city sprawled out before you, a concrete jungle stretching to the horizon. On a clear day, you can even spot Mount Fuji in the distance, a majestic snow-capped peak presiding over this urban sprawl. It's enough to make you feel small, insignificant, and strangely at peace all at the same time. Down below, the Sumida River snakes its way through the city, a silver ribbon reflecting the sky. You can trace the paths of trains, the arteries of this urban giant, pulsing with life. Soak it up, folks. This is Tokyo in all its sprawling glory. Hold on to your hats, kids. We're about to enter a world of sensory overload. Harajuku, the epicenter of Japanese youth culture, where kawaii, the cult of cuteness, reigns supreme. And the main artery of this vibrant district? Takashita Street. Imagine a street crammed with every color of the rainbow, every style imaginable, every sugary treat your heart desires. This is where you come to experience the cutting edge of Tokyo fashion. Goth lolitas with their parasols and lace. Cosplayers dressed as their favorite anime characters. Teenagers pushing the boundaries of style with an audacity that'll make your head spin. But it's not just about the fashion, it's about the energy, the creativity, the sheer joy of self-expression. So grab a crepe, that iconic Harajuku treat, and dive into the madness. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Enough with the crowds, the noise, the sensory overload. You need a break, a moment of peace, a chance to recharge. Well, you're in luck. Tucked away in the heart of the city lies Meiji Shrine, an oasis of tranquility dedicated to Emperor Meiji and Empress Shokin. Step through the massive torii gate, leaving the chaos of the city behind, and enter a world of serene beauty. Giant cypress trees tower overhead, their branches forming a canopy that filters the sunlight, creating a sense of hushed reverence. Gravel paths wind through the forest, leading you past tranquil ponds and traditional Japanese gardens. Take a moment to breathe, to listen to the bird song, to feel the weight of history settle around you. This is a place to connect with nature, to find a moment of peace amidst the urban jungle. All right, back to the neon-drenched madness. We're headed to Akihabara, also known as Electric Town, the mecca for all things anime, manga, and video games. Imagine a place where every building is plastered with giant anime characters, where the air buzzes with the sounds of arcade games, where you can buy a life-sized Gundam robot or a maid outfit, no judgment. This is the heart of otaku culture, a world of passionate fandom, where people line up for hours to get their hands on the latest manga release or a limited edition figurine. But it's not just about the merchandise, it's about the community, the shared passion, the feeling that you've found your tribe. Whether you're a hardcore gamer, a die-hard anime fan, or just curious about this unique subculture, Akihabara is an experience you won't soon forget. And hey, if you're feeling adventurous, check out one of the robot restaurants. Giant robots, lasers, loud music, and scantily clad dancers. It's a sensory overload in the best possible way. Buckle up, kids, we're going to the future. Odaiba, a man-made island in Tokyo Bay, is a testament to Japan's love affair with all things futuristic and technologically advanced. Think gleaming skyscrapers, futuristic architecture, and a giant Gundam statue that'll make your inner child squeal with delight. Yeah, you heard that right, a giant freaking robot overlooking the bay. But Odaiba is more than just a giant playground for tech geeks. It's home to some of Tokyo's best museums, including the Murayakan, a science museum that'll make you feel like you've stepped into a sci-fi movie. And then there's the Rainbow Bridge, a suspension bridge that connects Odaiba to the mainland, its lights putting on a spectacular show after dark. All right, time to ditch the t-shirt and jeans and put on your fancy pants. We're headed to Ginza, Tokyo's most exclusive district, where the streets are paved with gold. Or at least that's what it feels like. This is where you'll find the flagship stores of every luxury brand imaginable, from Chanel to Cartier, their windows displaying goods that cost more than your car. But Ginza is more than just a shopping destination for the 1%. It's also home to some of Tokyo's best restaurants, Michelin-starred establishments serving up culinary masterpieces that'll have your taste buds singing. And when the sun goes down, Ginza transforms into a playground for the city's elite, its bars and clubs pulsing with the rhythm of the night. Even if you're not planning on dropping a small fortune, Ginza is worth a visit, if only to window shop and marvel at the opulence of it all. Who knows? You might even be inspired to treat yourself to something special. All right, folks, our final stop on this whirlwind tour of Tokyo is Ueno Park, a sprawling green oasis in the heart of the city. And the best part? It's got something for everyone. Animal lovers, head straight for Ueno Zoo, home to over 400 species, including the stars of the show, the giant pandas. Trust me, those adorable black and white bears are worth the price of admission alone. Culture vultures, Ueno Park is practically overflowing with museums. You've got the Tokyo National Museum, the National Museum of Western Art, the Tokyo Metropolitan Art Museum, and more. And for those of you who just want to relax and soak up some nature, Ueno Park has you covered. Stroll through the park's picturesque gardens, rent a rowboat and paddle across Shinobazu Pond, or simply find a shady spot under a tree and watch the world go by. So there you have it, folks. 10 must-do activities in Tokyo, from the ancient to the futuristic, the serene to the utterly insane. This city, it gets under your skin, it challenges your perceptions, it leaves you wanting more. We've wandered through ancient temples, navigated the world's busiest intersection, and scaled dizzying heights for breathtaking views. Tokyo is a city of contrasts, a city that never sleeps, a city that's constantly evolving. Thanks for joining us on this journey in Tokyo. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Global Gateway for more travel adventures.